Ghana, we now have freedom. Freedom, Ghana, the land of freedom. Ghana, we now have freedom. Ghana, land of freedom. One regional presidential tour, 50 vehicles for a convoy. 55 ambulances, 29 million Ghanaians. One unventilated classroom, 60 solid school children, one GPS app, $2.5 million from a struggling Bank of Ghana purse. Now, when I peek around all these happenings, I can't help but proclaim it is a curse. See, the center can no longer hold. It has lost its gravitas, alas. Things are falling apart. Injustice written and inscribed on all billboards gently erected on our road banks. Children of school-going age, starved into illiteracy and abandoned on our streets like vagabonds. Young men and women hoping around for employment like hungry wounded lions. Waste and garbage distributed on our streets and into our gutters without any modicum of dignity. This is sheer sobriety. Panties of our young girls now falling at the fastest rate ever can only be compared to Usain Bolt's best 100 meters run. Oh, hear me. Our country has now been turned into a society where we celebrate mediocrity over exceptionality. This is utter insanity. Only last 3 years. An old woman was molested and mutilated by a policeman in a bank. For what crime she was guilty of? Requesting her peanut 250 Ghana life savings to cater for her already malnourished grandchild. Similar thing happened in Kumasi. When Zongo bloods were shed with disdain and lives taken in melancholy. See, fact is, as security men and women are becoming criminals in disguise. Meanwhile, year in, year out, we keep on electing goods to safeguard our maize. See, truism is, we've lost a sense of unity and humanity, but here it is time. It is time to get our feet back into the boots of patriotism and return hurry up into the days of unison. It is time. It is time to divorce the challenges, the setbacks and the monstrous unpleasantries that have long married us, the injustices, the underdevelopmental romances, the unfathomable allowances and the gleeful tragedies. It is time. It is time to help a halt to minoring in the majors and majoring in the minors. It is time to reckon that whether NPP or NDC, PNC or CPP, NDP or PPP, it is simply about peace and cease, and so we all can live together in peace, cease, peace. It is time for us to contribute to the development of our country, Ghana. Lajolana barentaye ankambe Masi lajolana barentaye ankambe Lajolana barentaye ankambe. And so these were the sweet, solemn, Savoric songs we sang beneath the huge Iroko trees at the time of white imperialism. Once upon a time, the African man could only mine. The history of Mr. Rooney via a timeless dogma tradition. Black man has no history. He has no civilization. He has no sense at all. But Mr. Rooney never say he has no sensation. I was whipped and treated unfairly. Pessimism was planted in my heart, and it grew from the rubbles of hope. All I was known for was labor. The walls of Africa became dungeons for her own men. Sometime in history, Africa was unfriendly to her own countrymen. But Mr. Light-skinned man, why did you make us strangers in our own homeland? Black man was no slave. He was not a harrow, yet he plowed your land. He was not a barrow, but he raised your homestead. Black woman, she became your plaything. Like a thing and a tool you used her. Your horses dragged them all along the dirty patches when they refused you. From their blood, your glory land was built. Bound in chains and locked in bricks, our futures were tied to your ships. Ever at our backs were your whips. You felt good, you needed it. In fits of madness, you even justified it. But we know it was only to protect your hegemony. Why can't you be simply egoistic? MDGs and SDGs, IGOs and NGOs, your consolation for altering our generations. But even in these, you manifest your oppressing presence. I recall the days of great men. Men who quickly saw the evil in your eyes. Men who fought against the madness you wrought. Martin Luther King Jr., Julius Nyerere, W.E.B. Du Bois, Patrice Emery Lumumba, Osajifo, the show handsome Osajifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Oh yes, I do recall these men. these men who made you shiver in your bosoms. I blame you, Mr. Rooney. I blame you for carrying my able men away. I blame you for killing my institutions and population. Mr. Rooney, you say that I have come this far all because of you. These and many others you say are true. But all that I am, all that I lack, I owe back to you. I cannot cry enough for lost years. So, Mr. Rooney, when next you see me, do remember that I was the monkey who tilled your land from the days of the old, who sheltered your family from cold, whose whipped on flesh and you gold. And Mr. Rooney, you will know, oh yes, you will know that I am black and I am bold. But Africa would surely rise again. Wakanda.
Oh, wow. Powerful words by poet Negus. Now, your name is Mazu Bayoni. Is that correct? Is that correct pronunciation?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay.
Mazu Bayoni.
Bayoni. Fantastic. All right. So, tell us a little bit about what you just did, your performance you just did.
Africa will rise again.
Yes, Africa will rise again. I'm a staunch Pan-Africanist. I believe in the unification of Africa, and I believe in those who fought for that legacy. You know, so it was in one of those moments when I felt that Africans have so much, but history, or because of colonialism, part of our glory was taken away. Men and women, our history was written the way the white man wanted it. And so I felt that because poetry kind of speaks the unspoken and extends the spoken, it's important to inscript some of these historical antecedents for generations yet unborn to learn from them, and to also let us Africans know that there's power in hope, and Africa rising is not just
a mantra.
In my mouth, yeah.
But how you been able, sorry, quickly, how you been able to do that, you know, preaching Africanism to Africans? How are they receiving the information?
Well, there's one thing to just say it, but there's the other thing to actually act upon what you say. So I've always said that poets can say all we can say, but if we don't add some sort of action to it, people wouldn't follow, which is why I also founded CPI, Coalition for Positive Impact. And one of the objectives of CPI is to extend our wings on a Pan-African basis and develop and empower more young people. So it's not just about preaching Pan-Africanism to people, but also putting it into action by ensuring that young people are actually imbibing in them the Pan-African dream.
Fantastic.
Now, sometimes when we look at the challenges that we face, what does it inspire? I mean, how do you feel? More hopeful or more pessimistic about what? Because you see, as a Pan-Africanist, there are certain clear aspirations you have for the continent, right? And we see the challenges that we go through, and you see the mindset of the people. Hope or pessimism? How do you feel?
It's neither the two of them. I think it's the where I find myself is, you know,
somewhere in between.
Yes, because like you said, you speak to a lot of young people. They don't even understand what's the importance of you know, African unity and all of that. And there are also, you know, still a lot of tribal issues among us Africans, which is making African unity very difficult. So it's not only in Nigeria, but even in Ghana, we have some of these tribal issues. So, but again, the demographics, some of the decisions governments are making, like the AFTA, kinds of inspires hope that one day, you know, on some level, Africans might be united.
All right.
Wait, how long have you been doing poetry?
Writing or performing?
Both. Either. Whichever.
So I started writing in senior high school,
but
I started performing when I went to University of Ghana in level 200. So 5 years performing, but more than 5 years writing.
Oh, have you always lived in Ghana?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Fantastic.
I actually grew up in the Upper West region.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So you know, but you're Nigerian originally?
No, I'm Ghanaian.
Oh, you're Ghanaian. So why did I think, maybe because of your name?
Yeah.
Right? What does your name mean?
Mazu is Islamic.
Okay.
the esteemed or glorified.
Okay.
Bayoni is a Sisala name,
Okay.
and it means the hunter.
Okay.
Ah.
Nice. I
Right.
like it.
So, you know, where you're coming from, okay, how has that influenced the kind of things you write, your surroundings? You grew up in the Upper East,
Upper West.
Upper West.
Yeah.
How has, you know, living there, and you came to University of Ghana, I mean, you've had a feel of the South and the North. How has this experience influenced your work?
First of all, it's a privilege to experience both areas. When you're in Accra all your life, you think that life is all about tall buildings and all of that, until you go down there and you see that there's a different perspective to life. So when I write, there's diversity. And when I speak to people, when I hear people's poems, I'm able to fit in, because then I understand the different perspectives they're coming from, as against if I had just one story, where I grew up in the Upper West region, and I think everything that happens in the world is just around my immediate surroundings.
Yeah. Where can people follow you? People are watching. Where can they follow you? Like social media handles?
Okay, I'm on Instagram as poet_Negus.
Okay.
Facebook as well, poet_Negus. Twitter, poet_Negus. But on YouTube, I use my name, Mazu Bayoni.
Okay.
Now, quickly before you go, who is your inspiration? I want somebody in Ghana. Do you have any?
Yes, a number of them. Chief Momin inspires me. Nana Sasi inspires me.
Okay.
And a very young person who inspires me is Gombila.
Is who?
Gombila
Okay.
the poet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
Fantastic.
You're doing amazing work, keep it up. I love
you.
people who promote Africa unity, because this is us. And
Yeah.
if we don't promote ourselves,
Nobody's going to push
thank
it
you very
for us.
much.
Yeah.